Good morning, welcome to the channel. This is the first instalment of the Reliant Scimitar GTE build progress. This is Jinny. She's my 1975 Scimitar GTE 3 litre. I'm going to give you a quick walk around and tell you what's wrong and what's right with her. I bought her sight unseen on eBay and she was delivered just a few days ago. So the bodywork, it's generally solid, it's fiberglass obviously. The paintwork is probably best described as fairly dreadful. And you can see here that there's a bald patch where it's gone through to the gel coat. It's very dirty. And there's blisters in the paint. But being fiberglass, it's not rusty, so we can work with it. I'll get it cleaned up eventually, but for now it's going to be mainly mechanical work sorted out. There are some areas on the bodywork which are going to need more attention. This crack here in the front wing, that's possibly been done when the body's been lifted off the chassis, and you can see it's a fairly deep crack. There's also around the front, you can't see it underneath, but the front valance has got a big crack in it, and there's a few front cracks in the where the front bumper would be. All the glass is present, it seems to be in good condition apart from again being dirty. The tailgate doesn't latch. The bumpers, they're in the boot, they're chrome but they're a bit pitted. Again, you might be able to just about see that there's some pitting and bubbling in the paintwork. It's supposedly beige, 1970s colour. The screen rubber's a little bit worn. Wipers have been replaced at some point, but yeah, she's just caked in dirt. A few days sitting out in the rain might get rid of that, but then the seagulls might come along and do their business all over. The interior is also fairly manky, but it's actually not beyond saving. It's just dirty, not actually damaged. The T-badge is on my desk. And then the engine, it's the Essex 3 litre from Ford. It was initially seemed to be seized, but I managed to free that off with some special ointment. The alternator is definitely seized. I've not managed to start it yet. I thought the starter motor was faulty. It turned out I was just wiring it wrong. There is some wiring issues, but nothing I can't sort. The radiator and all that lot is out as well. There's missing various bits and pieces, but they're all around somewhere. As you can see, the radiator is just loosely laid there, but there is the pipe work for it to be recommissioned. The body's been off to repair the chassis. The chassis underneath is pretty solid. It's got some flaking and dodgy paintwork, but it's been repaired quite well in the past. I think the previous owner pretty much just banged it back together again to get it sold at some point. Both master cylinders for the brakes and the clutch, they're possibly scrap. I managed to free off the brake master cylinder, and the clutch one I think is toast. It's been left to the elements. The original alloy wheels with original tyres. I say original, they're probably not original. They won't be going anywhere near the road. They're probably 30 years old and probably beyond their best. The brakes have been partly rebuilt as well. The front suspension's been partly rebuilt with poly bushes. So overall, I think she's going to be a little bit of a project. Might take a little bit of time. And yeah, the interior. Whew.